Okay, Screw the BS and Ignite Your Impact. This is a book I wrote in the very beginning of my entrepreneurial career because I kind of wanted to get myself out there, and I also wanted to awaken some things in me and let them out, and kind of once it's out there, then it no longer can plague me, right? That's kind of the idea. And with Screw the BS and Ignite Your Impact, it's all about taking the BS, the stories we tell ourselves, the things that supposedly keep us down, and letting those ignite us to be better, to be passionate, to inspire. Okay, so who am I? Chapter 1, I kind of go into who am I, right? And it says, I'm basically telling you, I was born in 1972, and my name is Erin Addesso. Erin means peace, and Addesso is Italian for now. And my parents were big hippies. And to name your kid Peace Now in 1972, when the Vietnam War was going on, seemed super appropriate to them. I find it funny now because I am kind of a now, like action takers win, and Addesso, that's my last name. So I kind of was, that's what I was born to do, like take action, be in the now, and do that stuff. The other thing I talk about is my my two little brothers, my one older brother. I'm in the middle of 4 children, right? So my oldest brother's 1 year older than me, and we're pretty close in age, kind of Irish twins, they say. And then my 2 youngest brothers came along way after I was into my teenage years. So I'm 9 years older than my brother Evan, and I'm 14 years older than my brother Alex. And I talk about in the book like how I kind of nurtured them. I felt like a second mom in a way to them. And I think to this day, right, I kind of feel like that fulfilledness in me. Then that's why maybe I never wanted to like have a kid or do anything like that, because I feel like that was fulfilled. I never was missing that. And what's awesome now is that my 2 little brothers are like 2 of my best friends in the world. I was 17 when I left the house, and they were 3 and 9, 10 maybe, and I didn't really know them, right? Like I left the house and I didn't come back. I didn't really know them, so we more established a relationship when they were in their 20s, which was super cool. So now that they're grown adults, they're grown men. I just attended my brother's wedding. He's 40. He's got married. My youngest brother's 34. He's been married for a couple of years now. He's a little bit more of an old soul. But anyway, it's kind of cool to experience that with your little brothers, to like have them as friends, not just like they're just family. I would choose them in the streets, walking down the street. I would choose them to be friends. And I think that's what's the difference, right? So anyway, I kind of go into a darker side of me, and this is part of the stuff that I'm talking about, that I just think that we got to let these things out, and we got to realize that these things that we saw as weaknesses were actually strengths. I say, when I was a child, I found it very hard to learn. I found that getting good grades was not in the cards. I did poorly in school. I didn't really understand why. So when I say that, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's like the trendy thing to do to say now, but like, this is real. I graduated high school with like a 2.4, I think. I don't know, just right really above like a 2.0. It's something that I'm proud of. It's just a matter of, at that time, I didn't know how to learn. I had a really hard time learning. I didn't know what the heck was wrong with me. You get it. I would get C's and D's sometimes, have to retake things. It was just kind of one of those things, right? And I don't think that I'm a dumb person, but I did think I was a dumb person. I thought that I was stupid. So anyway, it says I was super quiet. I didn't really have a lot of friends, and I was very much a recluse. I barely smiled because I really hated my teeth. And if you guys look at my teeth now, they're perfect, but they weren't perfect. I had to do something about that. I had to make them perfect, or not perfect, but I had to make them more for my confidence. I had to make that investment and fix my teeth. That wasn't something that my parents could afford to do. And so when I became an adult later, I went ahead and fixed my teeth. And I do talk about that in the book as well. Talk about fixing my teeth. I talk about almost anything in the book. You'll see I very much just let it loose. So if you want to get the book, go ahead on Amazon, and there's a link below. But anyway, the reason why I tell you this story is because and I go more in depth into the story. It turns out I had a learning disability, and reading comprehension was an issue. And anyway, like the issue is too the maturity of my brain. I think it had a lot to do with me being prematurely born. But I really started to understand how I learn, like late into my 30s. I mean, I even had to like get through college. I took this, I was in this program called the Schlafer program at Monmouth University. And it was just like, I had to take classes like 4 times a week for 1 hour instead of like, 2 times a week for 2 hours like everybody else did. So anyway, there's different ways to learn, and I'm an audible learner. This is why I listen to books. This is why I love watching video. This is why I got into video, because this is like how I learn, right? This is the way that I cognitively can process things. When I just read, I don't really get it. Like I could read an entire page and I'm like, great, read the whole page. What the hell just happened, right? So, the moral of the story is I just want to share my story and then how I learned to realize that I wasn't stupid. I just learned differently. And in fact, I'm actually very smart because I choose to learn something new every single day, right? Everybody can be smarter than they are if they decide to engage in activities that allow them to grow and to learn. And so, I tell you guys to read all the time, and so I want you to read because you learn to read, learn different languages, you get, your vocabulary gets to be increased, all that good stuff. So, anyway, part of the who I am part goes a little bit deeper into that as well. And then, there's all these different things about that I struggled with, right? And that my lack of discipline or my lack of learning or the story I told myself, that I was stupid, that I wasn't going to be good enough, and I couldn't go to college, and all these dumb things, right? That I turned around and ended up doing all of those things, going to college, getting my degree, and now running my own business successfully. So anyway, I want you guys to get a copy of this book, Screw the BS, Ignite the Impact. And the link is below. And if you have Amazon, I don't know, the Amazon iPad, whatever they call that, it's the same as an iPad, but it's Amazon. You can get it for free. You can download it for free. And then if not, you can get the the softback version of the book right there on the link below. And, I just wanted to kind of share me. And if you guys ever want to work with me or work with my company and all that stuff, it's good to know just who it is that's behind the company. And that's me. And I kind of let it all out here. Some things, hopefully I don't offend you. I do use the F word, I think a couple times. I don't mean to. It's just, I'm very passionate about certain things. And it just comes out. So anyway, don't let that bother you. Read the book and then inspire others. That's the whole thing. It's I want you guys to read the book and say, okay, what are my weaknesses? What are the stories I tell myself? And then how can I inspire others? And how can I screw the BS and ignite the impact? So anyway, I love you guys. Bye.